The champagne flute didn't just tremble, it thrummed, a bass note that climbed through the seat into my ribs. Uncle Roland, tyrant of boardrooms, crushed the leather armrest until his knuckles went waxy. Beyond the oval window, the sky curdled. A silhouette, knife-edged, predatory, banked through the cloud deck, afterburners glaring like twin embers. An F-22 Raptor. It wasn't sightseeing. Roland barked into the intercom as if he could invoice the weather for inconvenience. "Why are we being targeted? Did you drift into restricted air?" The cockpit door blew open. Our pilot, gray with sweat, clutched a tablet pulsing red. He didn't look at Roland. He looked at me. "Ma'am," he got out, voice scraping. "You didn't say we had a Valkyrie-class asset aboard." The tablet's strip of crimson lit his eyes. "ATC just grounded us. That escort isn't for you, sir. It's for her." Silence hit harder than the turbine roar. Roland had bought this Gulfstream to feel like a sun with orbiting planets, but the Raptor's scream said what money can't. Power isn't purchased, it's permitted. For once, his voice found no purchase. Mine didn't need to. We were wheel-stopped by command authority I knew too well. I kept my hands on my knees, heart steady, remembering the line I'd filed, the breadcrumb I'd left, the failsafe I'd tapped. Roland believed the world bent for donors. The world bends for directives. To explain how he ended up detained on his own tarmac, stripped of swagger while agents combed carpets for bugs, we have to roll back the clock, to the dinner where he made his mistake. 1 week earlier, our family gathered under chandeliers, and he cleared his throat like a gavel. A week earlier, under chandeliers pretending to be constellations, Roland tapped crystal and made the room hush. "You can hitch a ride on my jet," he announced. "But there are rules. Lose the duffel, sit in back, don't touch the single malt." Laughter rippled. I sipped water. To them, I was the disappointing niece with a cubicle and a car that coughed uphill. They didn't know the shabby bag held a satellite handset and encrypted drives. My cover was beige by design. I tried to decline. "I have travel protocols." He waved me off like a gnat. Protocols, to Roland, were how lesser people felt tall. My cousin Mara, curating her wedding like a product launch, asked if I could afford the dress code and offered something last season. The table smiled. I practiced an old skill: silence. Truth kept its counsel. I am a strategic analyst with the Defense Intelligence Agency. I greenlight teams that lift families from collapsing cities before dawn. When I badge into the skiff, lenses read my irises. One keystroke can fold a network or redirect a drone's shadow. None of that fits in small talk. My phone throbbed. Colonel Hart Ayers. "You're a walking vault," he said through the hiss. "Go dark an hour, we escalate. Do not board anything unvetted." He was right. I logged movement anyway. Tail number, route, civilian, low visibility. Crumbs for the grid. I assumed the pilot would file. Roland preferred clever. On the ramp, hearing him brag about ghosting the manifest, I felt the floor tilt. I messaged Ayers. "Civilian vector non-standard. Squawk likely invalid. Intercept only." Then I pressed the fob in my pocket until it clicked like a loaded word. The jet slammed to a halt. A roar stitched the fuselage. Twin fins knifed past the window. Black SUVs poured onto the apron. The cabin door didn't open. It was taken. Air Force defenders climbed the stairs, precise and bored. Roland rose to bluster. A gloved palm put him back down. Major Sarah Vance entered, scanned once, found me. "Ma'am," she said. "Valkyrie alert. No departure on an unvetted civilian craft." She saluted in the narrow aisle. Investors shrank into upholstery. The pilot raised his tablet. A red band, an order code that ended debate. I unlatched my belt. No speeches. I passed Roland and stepped into daylight that smelled of kerosene and rain. The waiting transport wore government gray. I climbed, and the world I live in closed around me. Afterward, everything moved slow and cold. The jet was impounded and flensed for bugs. He missed the island vows. Agents with nothing to buy listened to him at length. Donors stopped answering. Weeks later, a letter arrived, paper asking for a reference to save his clearance. I fed it to the shredder. Not revenge, procedure. I keep boundaries like flight lines, clear, enforced. Mine trace steel corridors, quiet rooms, nods that mean earned respect. Roland taught me volume. The Air Force taught him context. Real power is permission, and the silence that follows when everyone understands it.